Welcome. There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark. Joining me today is my co-host, Mr. Matt Snyder.
I can't hear. Okay.
And apparently Matt has taken a vow of mutism
I
today.
got canceled for last podcast.
Matt got canceled off the Jay and Matt podcast.
Yes, it happens frequently.
Oh, man. How many times this week are you going to get canceled, Matthew?
I don't know, man, but when you have no audience, you can just come back over and over again and nobody has anything to say about it.
Isn't that kind of like a Marvel character? Do they ever really die?
No.
I mean, they just
Once time travel is figured out,
right.
then nothing matters.
Then they all come back.
Nothing's permanent. Nothing changes, so you could die multiple times.
All right.
And come back.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
This is a very unique way to start a podcast, Matthew.
I think it's a pretty normal. I watch a lot of podcasts. This is very normal.
This is normal.
You're watching the wrong stuff if they're not just diving into
talking about reincarnation right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Nice. So, speaking of changes, speaking of things getting upset and the universe turning inside out and upside down, with all of the disruption in the marketplace, in the world right now, what are some of the consistencies that people can rely on to help give them some security in our current landscape?
So I think, first off, there's a lot of distractions right now. Think about, what are you focused on? I do this, or I say this because I'm watching people that are making money right now.
Yeah.
And they are 100% focused on their business. They are not worried about what is going on in the world, politics, world stuff, whatever. I'm seeing people really really get acquainted with the basics.
Right. That's really interesting. And it's not that they're not concerned. It's that they are focusing on the basics. They're getting back to those basics and focusing on what they can do and what they can control, and they're actually out there killing it right now.
Yeah. See the people, tell a story, build for events, follow up, man.
I swear I've heard that
never
somewhere.
stopped working.
Right.
And those that can do it by themselves, they're not reliant upon anybody else to do that.
Right.
They're doing really well right now.
What about having access to the latest gadget, the gizmo? I need this XYZ tool in order to get out there and do it. For those guys that are out there killing it in personal sales right now, what's the secret to success?
I don't think you need any special gadgets. Nice to have maybe, but it can be a distraction if used improperly. And I just look at the people that are making money right now,
right,
and what they're doing. I remember being with my dad sitting at restaurants while he would draw out the comp plan on a napkin.
Right.
I actually sat with him probably. This would have been like 2015. We went to a restaurant and we were out there. And these, the business associates we were meeting with started asking about what he does, and it turned into a conversation about the comp plan, about Renatus, what we do, all that stuff.
Right.
And he literally explained the comp plan with cups, a plate, and a napkin. So
nice.
Yeah, it was like
nice.
Sometimes we overcomplicate.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
So I know that, everybody's opportunities, skills, talents, and abilities are different, right?
Yeah.
And so what works for one person may not necessarily work for all people, and the way that you not only garner success but measure success could be very different from the way that I do. Mm-hmm. But I know that when I was talking to Bob one time, he said that he started creating real success using 3x5 cards and a telephone.
Yeah.
Those were his tools.
Yep.
And those tools are still viable today.
Sure are. He was on the phone it was like he might as well had an auto dialer. This was before the days of like that. Even it was literally, had a cord on the phone. Actually, he switched. He had a headset. He got a headset pretty early on, but I do remember a cord being involved in the beginning. So
I don't believe it.
yeah, the way back in the day, phones actually used to have cords.
What?
Not just when they're charging.
What?
Yeah, it was the craziest thing. So,
No, the best is when you hear him talking about, I think he mentioned this in his negotiations class, how he was talking to a guy on the phone one time in his car.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a car phone.
Oh,
One of
yeah.
those. And he said that he got to a point in the conversation where the next person to talk lost. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do.
And he ended up sitting in the driveway for like 40 minutes waiting for the guy to say something.
If I might be misremembering, but if I remember correctly, it was something like 19 minutes that they both, because they had both read the same book on negotiation and just how you basically you need to hear the story from him.
It's much better.
Yeah.
And in fact, for everybody in our viewing audience at home, Bob Snyder is actually re-recording the negotiations class coming up in just a couple of weeks.
Yes, he is.
And when he does, you should see if he tells that story or maybe some others that'll help highlight some of the principles of negotiation that can benefit you today. Now,
next week, right?
Well, let's ask our illustrious editor, B-O-double-B-Y.
Yeah, I think next Thursday. Yeah, next Thursday he'll be shooting it.
There we go.
B-O-double-B-Y?
Bobby.
Bob
Ross. Mr. Bobby Ross. That's a reference that you will only get if you pay attention to
the Renatus
Facebook
to the
page.
Renatus Facebook page.
That's
and
right.
if you don't get that reference, jump over there, check it out.
There you go.
You see old producer Bobby Ross in his glory.
I'm going to walk away from that one right there. See?
Right.
So here we go. We're talking about filming of classes. We're talking about our instructors. We're talking about some of the wonderful things that make up Renatus. So I think it's time that we introduce our guest for the podcast. Matthew, take it away.
I concur. We have the illustrious Angie Perkins.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not to be mixed up with Ann Perkins.
Nope, not Ann Perkins.
Not
Angie?
Ann Perkins.
That's how you got on that.
That's how we were. Yes, that's how we made it all the way over to Parks and Rec
man.
before the podcast. So yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes, she gets mistaken for Ann Perkins, or maybe Ann Perkins. We should ask Ann Perkins, but I'll bet she gets mistaken for Angie Perkins all the time.
Oh,
All the time.
Poor thing, yeah.
Yeah.
She does.
Poor thing.
Her life must be rough.
No, right?
Angie,
Yes.
welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, Jay. It's good to be here.
Super happy that you're with us. Tell me a little bit, what is your title with the Renatus corporate team?
The official title is Content Manager.
Ooh, that sounds official.
Well, yeah.
Isn't it?
What does the
Yes.
content manager do?
You're never going to believe it. I manage content.
Whoa!
I know. Mic drop.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you know this, Aaron?
Wow.
First I've heard of it.
First he's heard of it.
I think she's making it up.
No, my job has a lot of different parts to it. So one of the things that I do is those workbooks that we're working on for all the courses.
You mean the award-winning, statewide recognized workbooks?
Those ones.
Those ones?
Yes.
Nice.
They are nice. They're fun too. I'm enjoying making them, and we have probably about 30 of them complete so far,
Awesome.
which is really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're not done yet?
No, are you kidding? No,
It'll be endless.
We
Yeah.
keep making new courses. You realize this, right?
That's why I say it'll be endless. It'll be endless.
Well, we just want to make sure you never
Yes.
get bored, you know?
Nope. I'll be here forever.
Nice. I will too. So you talked about overseeing the workbook creation and managing that project. What are some of the other things you do?
I also do a lot when we have events in studio, which is not quite as much anymore with the lovely COVID thing
Right.
we've got going. But setting up the events and
could we call you a floor producer? Is that a real type? Is that a thing?
Yeah, no. Yeah. You could call her floor producer, yeah.
Wow. Thank you for confirming that.
I was actually distracted by the other video editor there for a second.
Yeah. Yes. Hi, Jake. He walked in,
Nice.
distracted me.
Yeah.
Distracted
What are we
you.
even talking about?
All right.
I would call Angie the Swiss Army knife of our department because she does everything, all the things.
Do you carry a toothpick and scissors with you?
Absolutely,
In my
she does.
bag.
Yeah.
Nice.
She does do
Nice.
it all. It actually makes me wonder what Aaron does.
This
I've
just-
seen him push.
I
I
have
see him-
one mute button,
There's a
and
button.
it's just for me.
He keeps pushing it.
That's it.
Right?
All right. So you do kind of the floor production here in the studio. You help to get everything organized. You manage a lot of flow with people coming in and leaving when we actually have an audience.
Yes, I do.
All that fun stuff. You also manage
Instructors.
the
Yeah.
for
You
I
liaise.
intensives and stuff.
So when we were doing intensives, yes, I organized that, the calendar, connecting
The
the,
calendar.
instructors with the host, the market hosts, and getting
the
all
in,
the
the
events
intensive
going.
calendar. I gotta.
Yes.
There's a difference between the Renatus calendar that everybody knows and the intensive calendar.
intensives.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I just wanted to join in. So you
Thank you for your
liaise
input.
with all of the instructors.
yeah.
Who's your
I
favorite?
Do. Ah, you put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I have to choose a favorite.
Well, you don't have to,
Everybody
but-
that comes on here has to choose a favorite.
Oh.
Yeah. Troy
Okay, we'll
Troy
see.
Dunn said Woody.
My favorites are based on how well they answer my emails and get back to me and give me their PowerPoint on time.
It's all
and,
good.
like,
It's all good. If you name a name, you'll be in trouble.
Oh, no.
the
There's
rest-
a right answer here.
there is a correct answer.
There is.
Okay.
And in fact, I think he's recording next week.
That's right.
well, Bob is
Saying.
everybody's favorite.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Yes,
You can't
Bob
help but love
Snyder.
Bob.
Yes.
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 All right.
Yep. No, it was a toss up between that one and one of our other instructors who was my direct supervisor.
I know that's what I thought you
Oh.
meant when you originally was like, "There's
Oh.
somebody," because I was like, "Oh yeah, you work for him." So
Oh yeah.
I mean, no, that's not it. That's just he's the best, and that's why you would say that,
Oh,
not
that's
because you
funny.
work for him, just because
Yeah.
Right.
somebody take the shovel.
Right. Walk away, Matthew. Throw it down. Walk away. So, yeah, go ahead.
I enjoy working with almost all of our instructors. They are fantastic people.
I like that
Almost.
diplomatic answer.
Okay, let's say this. I especially love it when they respond on time and send me their PowerPoint so that we can start on time and they show up.
Nice.
All
on
right,
time
so
and
let's
they-
talk about
Nice.
who does not do that. I'm just kidding.
You know who you are.
Yeah, we're talking.
For any of the instructors at home that have not
Who
responded
watch
on time or turned in their content on time or not been here on time, you know who you are.
That's funny.
All right. So you liaise with the instructors.
Mm-hmm.
You take care of so many different aspects. You also do a lot of the graphics for Renatus.
Yeah, I do. For the weekly webinar, for the marketing end of things, the
Nice.
flyers, the catalog, lots of graphic stuff. That's the fun
Yeah.
stuff.
That's sounds funny, doesn't it, when you say lots of graphic stuff? Because you have the
Yeah, lots of graphic stuff.
Yeah, working at Renatus is
I
interesting.
saw a movie that was like that once. It was- yeah.
oh man! See, I told you, we get right up to that edge, and we
Mm-hmm.
flirt with it, then we walk away. Anyway,
Keep it safe.
oh, so you've been with Renatus now for how long?
Almost 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, the end of October will be 3 years.
Oh, that's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
how did you first hear about us?
I believe I saw an ad for the job.
Yep.
And I recognized the name because Michelle, who doesn't work here anymore, but
You know
yes,
what?
I
Hang
know.
on.
Okay.
We got to have a moment of silence here.
That moment was for you,
That
Michelle.
was Michelle. We miss you.
We do.
Moment of deep sadness.
Wow.
do.
Michelle graduated forward. She moved towards something and ended up moving away from me.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
So you heard about the job. You recognized the name because of Michelle.
Because she had talked about it and she had mentioned how much she loved her job.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, I want to work somewhere where I love my job. And here I am.
Nice.
It's good.
Nice. So you've been here for 3 years. That means that you've been here for some of the most exciting announcements and developments that we've had in the company.
Definitely.
From your perspective, what have been some of those game changers for you?
Honestly, it kind of feels like every year that I've been here, we get close to nationals and we're like, this is the biggest. This is the best. We have the most exciting news. And it's true because each and every year there is something just so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's Helios or the Prophets or the Spanish stuff that's coming up, there's always something new and bigger and better that we're working on, and that's going to be true this year too.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Nice.
for it.
Yep.
I remember 3 years ago, I sat down with Michael Huggins and I told him that very thing. I said, this is the biggest national we've ever had. And I don't even think we can top this the next year. Next year came along. Oh, this is the biggest national we've ever had.
I've been here since 2014, and every national is that way. It's just because we build upon and make it bigger and better than the last, let alone the things that we're doing, releasing,
Yeah, buddy.
whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to go
Lot
back
of work.
to one thing that you said.
All right.
You talked about Espanol, and that's
I
about
did.
all the Spanish I can say. So tell us a little bit more about what.
I was gonna say it's Española.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, that's why everyone looks at me funny now. I get it.
Yeah,
Get it.
that's why.
Okay. And is it Bono or Baño?
De Baño.
There we go. Okay. I'm gonna keep going.
Julio would just be shaking his head right now, you guys.
He's probably like, oh. So tell us a little bit about what the Spanish marketing release looks like, and we're gonna follow it up with when. So
Okay. Well, I'm not the person with the answer to that question, but it looks awesome. We've been working on getting almost everything into Spanish: the websites, the documents, the marketing materials, my awesome workbooks that I've been doing. Almost everything will be in Spanish, with the exception of the legal documents.
Gotcha.
But it's cool. We have this process that they go through to make sure that it is accurate, that it makes sense. It's not just Google Translate. So it's cool.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So how long has the Spanish been
Building
yeah.
in the process.
Yeah.
Ooh, Spanish has been in the works. That is a good question. When did Julio come on board? I don't even remember. It's been like 2 years? Maybe 2 years, maybe a year and a half. But it's been a while.
It's been at least 2 years.
So it's not something that we've just started working on. It's something that you've been on top of for a while.
Yeah, it's a massive undertaking. We have a lot of content, and I would know, and converting all of that into Spanish in a way that is still applicable, and it still looks good, and it's functional.
Yep.
But it's coming.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know that we have several people across the country that are really looking forward to the release of Spanish marketing and really starting to take the bumpers off, the guardrails. What am I looking at? The training wheels. Take the training wheels off this deal and let people go to town for real. So that's going to be huge.
It will
That's gonna
be.
huge.
It'll be life-changing for a lot of people.
Right on. So tell me a little bit about having won Best of State. How did that feel? Tell me about that whole process.
How
for
does
you.
it feel when somebody says, "Hey, your workbook is the best in the state"?
Boom, baby.
It felt great. It felt so
Nice.
good. And it's something that we've been working on. I think we just first released them officially at Nationals. I think, or maybe it was January that we started posting them up online. But we've been working on those. I was originally hired as the workbook creator, something like that.
Right.
And so it's been in the works, like the Spanish, for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's great to see something come to fruition, to see all these books, that we've got lined up. They all look awesome. They all have great content.
Well, and all of the hours that you've invested into creating these, and then to have those finally being released and people finally enjoying them
it's
to
gotta
their
feel
fullest.
good.
That's got to be so nice.
It does. I feel validated.
Because I know
Nice.
I know how much work. I mean, like you say, is years, right? Like it takes
was-
so much time, or at least since
And-
January. But like, I remember watching you work on this stuff back when we were all in the
cubicles?
cubies. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah. I
yep.
remember that.
Yeah. Well, and I can't take all the credit. We have a team that works on these. We have someone that takes the closed caption text and transforms that into more like a workbook text.
Right.
And then we have a graphic design editor that takes that text and implements it into this template that I've created. And then we go over it, and then we have a proofreading editor. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not here. You are. Congratulations.
I get to take
Well,
all the
and
credit.
what Aaron just told me is you're the Swiss Army knife of the department.
Boom.
And you just do all of that. So
Yes.
you just described all the different factions of your job. Is that
Yeah.
what you do?
Yes.
Yes.
I do all
You
of
know,
them.
she puts on a different pair of shoes like Mr. Rogers, right? She's like,
Yep.
now I'm going to put on my editor
I
shoes.
No.
I do.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah,
A
true
lot of hard
that.
work went into it.
Truly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So we've talked about the instructors, we've talked about content, we've talked about Spanish marketing. What other facets of your job are there? Because I know I see you seem to be, like Aaron said, you're kind of everywhere all the time and getting involved, which is awesome.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I fill in a lot of little areas, and we're a small company, so we all do that. We all fill in wherever needs to be done, whether it's ordering lunch for a shoot, and all the people, or
Yeah.
running camera occasionally. Not when they need something like really detailed, because
Nice.
I am not as awesome as our video guys, but I can help out in a crunch. And so, sending out birthday cards. It's so many little things that
Yeah.
we're looking at changing some of the adding a different dimension to the education online. So we're talking to different companies and trying to figure things out and
Nice.
figure out exactly which direction we want to go.
Nice.
And then the Renatus store has been a big part too of what
Yeah.
I've done.
Oh, yeah.
All those
So-
products.
So let me ask you this. You talked about that you've been here for 3 years, and you talked about one of the reasons why you were attracted to the jobs because Michelle loved her job.
Yeah.
Michelle, who left me. I hope she watches this.
But he's over it, though.
I'm
No
not.
bitterness.
I'm not. I love Michelle. She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So tell me first, do you love your job?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good. There's only one right answer. You can't. Don't say the wrong thing here.
Right?
But at what point did you feel like you became? Was there a single moment in time or an experience that you had where you became a banner carrier for the Renatus mission? Where it kind of went, as we like to say, goes from your head to your heart. Was there a moment when that happened for you where you were like, I'm all in?
I don't know that it's the moment. There's a moment that comes to mind, and it's actually a little bit of backstory. I never planned on investing in real estate. And I certainly never planned on ever being a salesperson. I make documents look pretty. That's what I do, right? So working for Renatus, creating these workbooks, attending the class filmings and all of that, I have learned a ton, right? So last summer, I purchased a property, a rental property. And going through all of that, having all the resources that I could go back and check and make sure I was doing everything right, I was like, this really works. Like, I did it. And
That is so
this
cool.
is somebody, I honestly knew nothing about real estate when I got this job. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So it works. It's implementable and it's applicable and real. And I love
Nice.
that.
Oh, you know what,
That's
gentlemen?
great.
Golf clap.
Yes.
Golf clap.
Even the people that we
Yes.
force go
Yes.
through the education come out real estate.
Learn
We
investors.
make it their job requirement.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. I love that. And you became an investor because you could, and then you were confident in your decision because of everything that you'd learned through Renatus.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew I
That's
could do it.
awesome.
So I did.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
Well, I'm super glad that you made the decision to come on with Renatus. I am
Aw,
super proud to
thanks.
be your coworker. I love everything you create. You're fantastic to work with. Super easy, and it's truly phenomenal having you with us.
I
Sure is.
appreciate that. I love
Sure
being
is.
here.
Yeah.
We love having you, and we love it too.
Can I tell a personal story?
Oh, that depends. Does it make me look good?
It's one of this is the personal story from about 6 weeks ago.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Is it all right if I tell the
yes,
story?
Yes, go for it. Tell
all
the
right,
story.
so I call Angie one day, and I'm asking her for some help with, I don't even remember what it was, but we were chatting on the phone, and I'm asking her for all of these things, and I knew that you were moving that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I asked you a question about that, and you go, well, yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder, though, because...
I was in a wheelchair.
Not just in a wheelchair, but you broke both your legs.
Yeah, well, technically, the left one was only sprained. The right one was broken.
Oh, my
okay,
bad.
That's better.
My bad.
That's
Yeah.
better.
But
Right
it was-
one broken, left one almost broken.
The left
Right?
one turned sideways, but not broken.
Either way, I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand. I couldn't move.
So just so everybody at home knows exactly how committed Angie was, she's in a wheelchair preparing to move her house that weekend, and she's helping me with Renatus stuff.
Well, you guys need me, right?
Oh, we need you. We need you. Yeah. You're a phenomenal asset to the team, and I really appreciate everything you do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Right on. Well, I think that's a wrap, Matthew.
Yeah, I think that is.
I think that's a wrap.
Fantastic.
You know, I
you.
want to thank everybody at home for joining us live. I want to thank all those people that are watching after the fact. I hope that you find these valuable. I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Aaron Peterson, our line producer, on behalf of myself, Mr. Jay Stark, as well as my co-host,
Matt Snyder.
the unmutable Matt Snyder.
Unmutable.
Unmutable.
Unless Aaron touches the button.
And now Aaron's pushing buttons, so I'm going to talk real quick. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Don't forget, Renatus rocks.